have to go back a bit, only so you can get in the thing. Which one do you want? What colour?
Black.
Caoimhin Agyarko, it's been like 9,068 million years, and I'll tell you something, the last place I thought I'd see is back on a Matchroom show. What have you been doing? Where have you been? There's so much to talk about, and I know you ain't even got any time as we stand outside the gents' bathroom.
Yeah, obviously I'm back on a Matchroom card. Great to be back, great to be doing an interview with you as always. But yeah, I've been staying in the gym. Obviously, things haven't went my way last 18 months after the Troy Williamson fight. I thought I would have kicked on. But we're here now. I've stayed active. I've stayed consistent. Things have been tough, mentally, physically, but we're here now. And hopefully, obviously, it's 10 days notice, but I'm in great shape. And hopefully I can go out and put a good performance on Saturday night.
You are in phenomenal shape. Like I said, I've known you for years. I've spoke to you loads, and I've never seen you look like this before. But before we get on to how fantastic you look, Caoimhin, you've mentioned a little bit of heartbreak in boxing. I know you're not a stranger to heartbreak in life. I know you've been through some trials and tribulations just in life in general. But what happened in boxing? Because it was like, yeah, you know, you moved over from Queensbury to Matchroom. It's like, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then it's like, it just stops. What happened?
I'm very unsure, to be honest with you.
Or are you saying that for the cameras?
No, I haven't put a foot wrong in a professional boxing ring. So coming off when Eddie came out and said I would turn down Troy and this, that and the other, my thing was, right, go prove him wrong. I did that and nothing come after. That was my last fight on contract. We went our separate ways, and unfortunately it's been an inactive year and a half, 18 months, but I'm here now. That's all in the past. I'm not focused on that. I've got to go out and prove on Saturday night. Matchroom missed out in the last 18 months of Caoimhin Agyarko, and I thank them for giving me the opportunity to do so. So, like I've always said, it's never personal in boxing. It's business. I get it. I understand it. Whether it's right or wrong, I understand it. So I've just got to go out and perform Saturday night.
Does it feel good coming in like... Well, I can't even say Ryan Kelly's on the A side. It's literally both of you are coming onto this card together. Does it feel good, like almost being a foreigner, like an away fighter, not being part of like...
It's Kelly Agyarko, so for the first time in my career, I am the B-side. His name's first. He'll walk second. So yeah, it's good. Underdog mentality always, even when I am the champion, even when I am the A side. If people know me and know what I've come through in life, I've always had that underdog mentality and prove people wrong. I've did it throughout my amateur career, did it in life, I've did it in professional boxing, and I'll continue to do so. Prove everybody wrong, prove me right.
You know, when you say that, you know, like you said, you've been through trials and tribulations, what would you say is your biggest learning in relation to, obviously, where you are now in your career, to how it started, your dreams, your aspirations, your goals, you want to do this, you want to do that, and then it's not necessarily that straight road, is it? What have you learned, Caoimhin?
There's always ups and downs in life. Control the controllable. Do you know what I mean? Don't stress too much over things that are out of your control. But always believe in yourself. Belief is a massive, massive thing. I wouldn't be here today without self-belief. My team believing in me. Courage, resilient. I'm a resilient person. I've been through the wars in life, in the ring, outside the ring. You know that. Anyone who knows me knows that. And look where I am. I'm a young, mixed race, Irish kid, pushing for the stars and achieving his dreams, and I'll continue to do so. I think anything in life is achievable, but you've got to have that up top. Your mindset has to be bulletproof. And listen, my mindset got tested multiple times last year, over and over again. I wanted to give up. I wanted to stop. I had my missus keep my head held high for me, and I'm here now. And that hard work and that resilience just is shown, and it's paying off.
You mentioned something there that you've got, like, you know, a partner in life that's there to support you. Often we think that fighters are on their own because they're not, you know, continuously broadcasting that they're happily in a relationship or whatever, because it's separate. Boxing is a business, and sometimes you guys don't broadcast that out there. But how important is it to have a partner that does support you, that does, like, when you don't want to get up in the morning and go for a run or get down the gym, and even though you're not active, to have that person to continuously push you to say, look, everything's going to be okay?
Yeah, it helps a lot. Do you know what I mean? My missus is kind of sharing the dream with me. Obviously working on her own dream, but she's making the sacrifices as much as I am, because she's having to allow me in a way to put our relationship on hold at certain stages. I've been away for 15 weeks. I've seen my missus five times in 15 weeks. She came over to Liverpool for 5 days. I got to see her last week or 2 weeks ago after my last fight for 2 days. That's not a lot of time in 15 weeks, so she's making a lot of sacrifices herself. It's not nice on her being back home and her friends and family with their partners, and she doesn't get to see her partner. So yeah, you've got to have somebody who's supporting you in boxing. It's if somebody doesn't seem that share the same dreams and goals and understand that the sacrifices have to be made, then it's going to be a very tricky relationship. So she's still learning, and as am I, but she supports me. She has done since we've been together, and she makes the sacrifices as much as I do, and I'll always be thankful and appreciate her.
I really do like to hear that, and it's not a side that we often hear about in boxing, so thank you. That is personal to you, but thank you for sharing that with us. But one of the things that I have noticed is your trainer, Steve Smith.
What a guy.
Wow. When did that happen? Because I know you were training in Liverpool, but I didn't know you was with him.
Yeah, last September, October, end of September, October, I think. I needed a change. I was still in Liverpool. I needed a change. And
Why did you need a change? I'm going to interrupt you there, because I'm one of these that I get a bit nervous when you fight as hot trainers. It makes me nervous.
Well, it's very strange for me, because I had one amateur coach, which I know people in the amateurs would chop and change. I had an amateur coach for 15 years, so I only know one coach. London didn't suit me. I was in London for 4 years. It didn't suit me living there. It wasn't anything to do with the coaches, so I had to move up to Liverpool. And just stylistically, listen, the last time I was at Rotunda, Joe and Decker, they're great coaches, but you got to be selfish in this sport. You only get one career. And there's no better man to learn off than Stephen Swifty Smith. He's a great coach. He's got an unbelievable boxing brain. I knew that I didn't want to leave Liverpool because it's a great fighting city. And thankfully, I went to Swifty. We click. He's made me fall back in love with boxing in terms of just the sweet science and allowing me to be me and not complicating things, not trying to change my style and just tweaking certain things. And yeah, I'm loving boxing again.
That does bring a smile to my face, because you said something there, allowing me to be me, not trying to change my style. How common is that in boxing, Caoimhin?
It's very uncommon that the coaches don't change their style, because they have a style that they want to implement on fighters. With Swifty, because I'm an experienced pro now, he understands my style, and we understand the sweet science of boxing. Both of us appreciate it, and I like to hit and not get hit, but be a ruthless killer when I need to be. And he understands that, so he's not trying to change anything. He's not trying to slow my feet down. He's not trying to make me go forward and brawl and not use my boxing ability. So, yeah, I'm loving boxing again, and I appreciate Swifty and everything he's doing for me.
Finally, just to touch on your opponent, Kelly, like you said, he's the A side. He's coming confident. He's even sat there and said, listen, on paper, my resume is better than yours. So...
Well, I would disagree with that.
Well, talk to me why.
Well, listen, he didn't fight. He's gone off. He's fought Hamza Shiraz. He fought a young Hamza Shiraz. Hamza was a very skinny. He's not the fighter he is today. Do you know what I mean? He was only a young, inexperienced, skinny 154 pounder. He fought. He got beat by Adam Harper, who turned me down in my 7th fight and messaged me and said he wouldn't fight me. Do you know what I mean? And there's a couple other fighters, Michael McKinson, he fought very early on in his career, and also they're not the fighters that they are now. Everyone he's been beat by has gone on to do well. I fought Troy Williamson when no one else wanted to fight him prior, that he had just been beat by Josh Kelly. Jed Smith in my 7th fight, a tough fight. These international Mexicans that I beat that have gone on to do well. So I believe I'm going to let him. You've got the better resume, no problem at all. Underdog mentality again, I'll come and prove you wrong.
What will it mean to you should you prove him wrong? And like I said, it's almost like you're on opposition turf. What would that feel like for you? We know that boxers have got an ego. You'd be lying if you said you didn't. Well, how would that make you feel inside, Caoimhin, after everything you've been through?
It'd make me feel great, obviously, to go out on short notice, 10 days notice, to go out and beat a fighter like Brian Kelly and show everybody that I'm the real deal, and they've been missing me. I'm not number 5 and unbeaten. I'm not number 5 in the world and unbeaten for no reason. So I've just got to go out and show that on Saturday night and prove everybody wrong.
I'm really happy to see you back, and it's really good to see you. And I really need you to shout out your nutritionist, because I haven't seen you look like this before.
Do you know what? My nutritionist...
He's here. I know he's here, but...
He's Ryan Kelly's nutritionist as well.
Get off.
So he's in a bit of a shit situation at the moment.
Ew.
I know, it's not nice, but...
I don't know if I'd be all right with that, if I'm honest.
Listen, I am.
Are you?
Yeah, it's business. It's not personal.
Yeah, but
And
what about, like...
We both agreed that he's not going to do nobody's corner, and he's just going to help us both rehydrate. It's nothing personal, but big shout out to Paul O'Neill. He's a great...
O'Neill.
He's a great man, first and foremost, but an unbelievable nutritionist, and it's a shit position for him to be in right now. Obviously, he didn't want that, I didn't want this, and neither did Ran. But
it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's business, strictly business, but... big shout out to Paul O'Neill. Any fighters need a nutritionist. Trust me, I didn't think I needed one. Got him, and
He
like
looks
I made him
good.
in good shape. Moved down from middleweight to light middle. Paul needs your man.
Caoimhin, I'm going to let you go.
Thank you.
All the best fight night, and hopefully we see you out more. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Activity, and get back to where you need to be.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.